Hello, I'm Milo the Metal Cat, and tonight on Honest Brutality.
What the fuck, Milo?
Dude!
Hi, I'm JP.
And I'm Josh, and you're watching
Honest Brutality! And today we're discussing Pripjat's Sons of Chernobyl. So, we're here discussing Pripjat, is it recording?
Yeah.
So, we're here discussing Pripjat, an up-and-coming thrash metal band out of...
So tonight on Honest Brutality, we're discussing Pripjat, a band out of Cologne, Germany, and their latest album, Sons of Chernobyl. JP and I feel like this band definitely needs to be discussed, especially because we thought this album was fantastic through and through.
It really was. It was a solid album through and through. A lot of highlights on it. First 5 tracks are definitely solid. Like, each one is a great thrash anthem to listen to.
I mean, of course the one that stands out the most is definitely the first track of the album, Nuclear Chainsaw. Check out the video link below. It's in your face 100% of the time, and of course, you know, it has all the elements of, you know, a typical thrash band. Fast-paced, you know, face-melting guitars, fucking shredding guitar solos, and the cool thing about this album is there's influences from all different genres, and what you were saying, you can hear a touch of Slayer and
A hint of Slash.
of Slash.
Yeah, like on Red Diseases, where it's just that really rocky, bluesy guitar solo.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you hear rock guitar solos, then you'll hear a fucking crazy thrash, you know, guitar solo, Slayer style, fucking shredding, you know. And then I hear sometimes like in Red Disease, I heard at parts, I don't know if it's just me, some black metal influences.
That's just hopeful wishing.
It might be just, I'm serious, but, you know, the drum styles and the guitar, the way, especially Red Disease is definitely, you know, one of the more melodic songs in the album, and that's...
Yeah, I was going to say too, what I like about this album as a whole is that it takes you up and down, you know, like Nuclear Chainsaw. Like, yeah, like you have Nuclear Chainsaw and Liquidators that really kind of like are just like those heavy in-your-face thrash songs, and then it kind of brings you down a little bit to Acid Rain, but it's still heavy enough where you're still like kind of ready to mosh, and then, you know, it just drops down into Born to Hate, which has this long opening intro, just Charles Manson speaking, but then it has this long melodic build-up, and then it just goes straight into this great all-out thrash riff that just makes you want to scream, Born to Hate!
Another thing we want to discuss about the album is it has these iconic titles, things that the crowd wants to shout out, like, for example, yeah, Born to Hate, or Stitches Get Stitches!
Yeah. Which is right after Born to Hate. Don't forget, like, the quotable moments from Nuclear Chainsaw, like, ripping all apart!
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah, totally. Or Liquidators, where it's like 40 seconds of glory, and then we die!
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so, great album.
What I was going to say, too, I love how the album has an overall theme and a feel to it, because, you know, it's called Sons of Chernobyl, and it talks a lot about the Soviet Union and effects that are just left afterwards, like Chernobyl itself, if you don't know anything about it. Go get a history book, I'm not going to explain it to you. You know, and then songs like Red Disease, which is obviously about, you know, the red, the communists. And then, you know, Destruction Manifesto, I feel like it's kind of plugging at, you know, America, but I'm not 100% sure. I just want to say that it's sticking to the radioactive Soviet after effects.
The nuclear
yeah
effects of the radiation.
Even though, like I said, though, the first 5 songs on this album are what is like the highlights of it, and then you get to songs like Destruction Manifesto and Toxic, which they're not bad songs, they just don't shine with the rest of the album. And they come up right before the epic closer of the song, the self-titled song, Sons of Chernobyl, which is also the longest track on this album. And, you know, and it was a really great, long, epic closer to a good album. And then you also get the bonus track, which is Liquidators, which is
done. Yeah, but it's done in Russian instead, and I thought that was a really cool twist.
Yeah, which also adds to the whole Eastern European bloc.
What was your favorite track on the album?
Ooh, it's really tied between Born to Hate and Red Disease.
Yeah, mine's definitely the Nuclear Chainsaw, Stitches Get Stitches. I love before the solo, Stitches Get Stitches. The
fuck you!
But totally. So, Pripjat, Sons of Chernobyl, buy the album, definitely worth your money. Find the link below.
Now that concludes. No, we're done. So, on Honest Brutality, we feel like we should discuss all things metal. And since we all live here in Germany, we feel like we should discuss the big 4 of German thrash, which is Tankard, Creator, Sodom, and Destruction, which are just as much noticeable influences as the big 4 of American thrash. You know, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax. But, you know,
it's a different twist. It's a different. I feel like people in the States need a. It's like a different world.
Yeah.
Different.
German thrash is better.
Whoa.
No. The big 4 of American. Fucking Anthrax. Name 5 good songs about Anthrax.
Okay, you know what though? Okay, you got me on Anthrax, but Megadeth, Metallica, and Slayer.
Absolutely. I mean, there's different good things about
Megadeth sucks.
Exactly. First off, do not start talking shit about Megadeth. But like the thing though that is like you got to understand though about the German thrash though, I feel like is that the German thrash pushed more for what would become after thrash metal. Like, you know what I mean? We kind of look at Metallica and Slayer and Anthrax and Megadeth, but they're so firmly rooted in thrash metal, in the creation of thrash metal.
And I mean, like Creator hasn't been so big until like kind of recent years. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Pleasure to Kill wasn't a huge album until.
No, well, the thing though about A Pleasure to Kill is it was released in 1986, which is the same year that Rain and Blood, Master of Puppets, and Peace Sells, But Who's Buying?
Perfect year for metal.
And Destruction's album.
Fucking year, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great fucking year for metal. You couldn't argue that. And then, but the thing though I've noticed most is like when you're reading up on all your death metal bands. I know you black metal heads don't.
I like death metal, Morbid Angel.
Yeah, but the thing though is that Creator is really kind of mentioned. Pleasure to Kill specifically is mentioned as a major influence upon death metal.
Because it sounds like
the vocal style, especially.
Yeah, it's like
recording quality is.
It's like Entombed almost.
Oh yeah.
As far as vocal style,
yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't have made that connection, but I get what you're saying though. Entombed, nice.
They're early. They're fucking leading the drive to what metal is now. So
in Sepultura, I think Sepultura, Creator. Ooh, dude, have you not listened to Beneath the Remains?
Dude, Sepultura is like. They're definitely. But we were considering American to German. We didn't talk about Brazilian.
Yeah,
no, but we just started talking about the bands that were pushing thrash to death.
I got you.
We were talking about bands that were pushing thrash to death.
Sepultura is definitely considered one.
Yeah, they were. That's funny that more non-American thrash metal bands push thrash to death than American thrash metal bands. I feel like.
Yeah. It's a sad statement, but America kind of fell behind the mark.
No. Then we made it up with the Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but we were behind the times. We can't deny that.
No. We said 86 which was the year that Master of Puppets, Rain and Blood, and Peace Sells, but Who's Buying was released. How the fuck is that behind the times?
Megadeth sucks.
Don't. We are saving the Megadeth discussion for another episode.
That's gonna be a whole 3 hours of discussion. And us beating the shit out of Dylan the Metal Troll.
Just so you know, though, the fans, check out Sodom's Agent Orange, which is a classic album. Check out Creator's Pleasure to Kill, which is a classic album. Check out Destruction's Internal Devastation, which is a classic album. And above all, check Tankard out in general.
Zombie Attack.
Of course. And they're all about getting trash.
Getting trash.
And someone should bring me a beer from my fridge, please and thank you.